I've got a quick tip for you. I'm using Generative Fill, which at the moment is available in Photoshop Beta, and we can use it to extend our canvas to a quite astonishing amount. So if we zoom out here, if we grab my crop tool, you can see we got a quite tight crop on the elephant here. If I try dragging out, I can drag out from both sides, or I can just hold Alt and drag out. And you can see how that allows me to drag out from all sides at once. Let's drag out to about here. And perhaps extend from this side a little bit more. And maybe drag down like this so again. For quite crazy extension of our original image here. We'll double click to apply that. I'm gonna grab the rectangular marquee tool and just do. If we zoom in a little closer here, I'll just do a selection of the original image area here, leaving a slight overlap here. So I'm gonna bring it to round, about there. So you can see I've left a slight overlap, and then I'll go to select inverse. So now I've got everything else selected. And let's see how this looks. We can go to Generative Fill here, in our taskbar down here. If you can't see the taskbar, just go to Window, Contextual Taskbar to turn it on. And leave our text prompt area here empty. And simply hit Generate. And after a few seconds, we'll get quite a crazy fill here. You can see on this one it's added in another elephant. Here we get quite a nice reflection. I think maybe this one is probably quite nice with the reflection. But there's some weird elements here, so I'm gonna undo that a few times. And bring us back to our starting point here. And this time, let's just try extending out around the elephant like this. And again, we'll select the elephants. And we can use the keyboard shortcut, Command or Control plus Shift. And I do invert that selection. And then again use Generate. And this time, we get a more successful elephant here. Let's go through our variations. I think perhaps this one here is looking okay. But let's just generate again, see if we can get a better result. And we get 3 more variations. I think perhaps this. Either this one or the first one. I think perhaps the third one there. If we zoom out, we'll see how we're looking. And then now, let's try extending along this way and see what we get. And again, that's looking really nice. If we go through our different variations here, we get some rocks, and we get a nice bit of scenery there in the background. I think I quite like the rocks there. Let's keep the rocks in. And then again, let's just try extending down. Make a selection of that area, leaving a little bit of overlap there. And then let's fill that area in. Again, we'll have a look at our different variations here. Let's just try adding a prompt. We'll try water reflection. And we get a few different options here. With the watery reflection, I think this one here is most successful. And if we zoom in a little closer here, we'll see how we're looking. So you can see between the first fill that we did around the elephant and the fill that we did along the bottom. For that reflection, you can see the qualities actually got worse. That's because we tried to fill a huge chunk, the entire width of the image here, with that reflection, whereas originally, you can see we just filled in the area around the elephant. So you see a difference in quality. That's because the fill is restricted to a max pixel width of 1024 pixels. SO for 1024 pixels. Going along the width at the bottom here and in an earlier fill, we had 1024 pixels, just basically extending the length of the elephant. So this demonstrates that if you want greater resolution for your fills, then it's best to do it sort of in segments, rather than trying to do it all at once. And of course, that also gives you more options with different variations. So there we go. That's a few tips and tricks on extending your canvas using Generative Fill in Adobe Photoshop Beta.